Day 37, a very special day. Good morning, everybody. I'm at the albergue that I'm leaving, Salida, and I'm in Santiago outskirts, and I'm heading for the cathedrals. I dispatched the backpack because at the cathedral you can't enter with a backpack, so I figure I'll just send it to the hostel or albergue, and then I don't have to worry about that anymore. Just carry my little day pack. And I can go get my Compostela and spend the day at the cathedral, and it should be a nice, easy day. It's going to take me about less than 2 hours to get there. Supposedly, right now it is 7:30. I had to wait till 7:30 because don't want to get there too early because everything will be closed. And not to mention the office here, the recepcion, they don't open until 7:30, so perfect. So let's check and see which way to the Camino. Today is a partly cloudy day. We get some mist every now and then from fog or whatever, but right now it's partly cloudy. So it's a lot better than it has been the last few days. So it'll be nice to get to the plaza and all that without rain. But I do have my umbrella with me, my rain jacket and whatnot. So looking forward to getting there. I'm wearing Miss Ella with me. Here she is. Her and I gonna get to the Santiago Compostela and enter the cathedral together. Thank you for her company. I am so delighted that she was with me this whole time. I almost lost her because she fell out of my neck for some reason. The clasp was fine, so I don't know. But I'm glad that I can still wear her because it's not damaged. It's a very busy, obviously very busy city, so I will have to be walking through the city along the side of underneath freeways and whatnot. See if I can find a coffee shop along the way. This is so exciting. I'm totally jazzed up. Yeah. Let me show you the city right now. There's a freeway right there, and there is some hills. Look at the sky so you can see that it's mostly nice. Although when I left the albergue, it was raining. So you just never know. It's just gonna be like that. Santiago de Compostela, loaded up with stickers. It's great to be here. Yes. My coffee. I wanted churros, but they don't have any. Oh well, that's okay. Take a little coffee break. Well, the churros have arrived. Look at that. I get my churros after all. 1 kilometro. 1.9 left. The heart of town, mostly all downhill towards the cathedral. I still see the shells on the path, and I see the post. And you're never ever gonna believe this. I was walking and I saw this statue, this bust, and as I was walking from the sidewalk right there, and I looked at this bust and I said, I know that guy. I know who he is. So I came and took a look. Uso de General José Gervasio Artigas, Héroe Nacional de República Oriental de Uruguay. And this guy is the George Washington of Uruguay. He freed us. He gave us our freedom. This bus has been here since 2013. And I can't remember when we had our independence, but I think it was 18 something. I am just so delighted to see this. I know this man very, very well from our history books back in up to the 5th grade. That's how far I went in my Uruguayan education. 5th grade. At 11 years old, I came to America. Been living there since then. I visit a lot, but America has been my homeland. Uruguay is my native land. Let me show you my hat. I don't know if I showed you this already, but I've been wearing this hat, and it has Uruguay, Texas, and America. This pretty much describes my life. Look in the distance. There's first sign. It is such a delight. Sun's out. The Lord has blessed me with this beautiful day and this beautiful walk. And I'm just around the corner from the cathedral. Vamos, Ella, vamos. We're almost there, mija. Bless you. We did this together. I'm very delighted to see that it's all downhill instead of culminating this wonderful event, huffing and puffing, or pouring rain. Thank you, Lord, for healthy knees, strong feet, no injuries. I am so delighted. Mi pasos. My final steps. I thought about getting a tattoo. Seems like the thing to do around here. There are many shops, and my friend had one placed on her. But you know, it is cheaper and whatever, but I'm going to wait till I get to the States. I don't want to go through a flight and risk infection or other things that could go wrong. Is I could have you had any tattoos, piercing, or anything abroad? And I have to say yes. I don't want to have to do that. So as a blood donor that sometimes I do, that would be kind of hard to say, yeah, I did have a tattoo in Spain. And they won't take my unusual blood. Okay. Another bar. I'm good. Ready to hit the cathedral. Europa se hizo peregrinando a Compostela. Vamos a la catedral. I just entered a church. Beautiful church. There was no stamp, so I was interested in the stamp. And I didn't take any pictures because Mass was about to start. There was a lot of people there, and I didn't want to intrude. So did my prayer and got on my merry way. They had a nice little prayer card, and I took one. Here's part of the cathedral. Compostela Sacra Museo. Okay, so this is the museum part of it. We do they do have a tour of that includes, oh my God, look at this. Oh my God. I know we gotta go under that tunnel there, the bridge, and make a left. And you're right on the plaza. Okay, Ella. Let's do this.
Leo, jetzt vai começar a dar. Vai lá embaixo.
I'm taking you all with me on our final Santiago Compostela destination. Sometimes they have a pipe player here. I don't hear him, so it's probably not an everyday thing, or at least not this early. It is 9:30. God. This is the Plaza de Obradoiro, and I'm looking at Santiago de Compostela. I did it, y'all. I did it.
Let's just like yeah. And so here's us, so here's Santiago. But then you can see all these trails, all these paths that lead to Santiago. So
Welcome to Santiago de Compostela. I'm walking a little bit further back so I can get a good view of the front. Lots of people here, of course, but not nearly as there will be in the afternoon. ...667 kilometers, just short of 500 miles. But with all the side stuff, it's probably all a good 500 miles to get here. Thank you, Lord.
I did it! Thank you, Lord! Buencamino!
There's a large group that came from Italy. Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran cielo los corazones. Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores. We're getting ready for an audio tour.
Now with the walking tour, but later some of you have other tours with me, okay? So I'm just going to make everything in marble, so we just did like half of the facade in marble. And it's part of that people here. Don't be scared, okay? It's just because this was the cemetery of the city until the 16th century. It was behind the cathedral, the church, okay? The problem is that we have the cathedral, this building we're going to explain later, the real chapter home here, okay, here's where the administration was living, not in the other square, and this is where over here.
This is Quintana Square, another side.
And in the 16th century, this was full, we didn't have more space, so they decided to do a new cemetery outside of the old town, and to move everybody to the new square, the new cemetery. That's why after after the 16th century, this becomes just a normal square, but we have the name like in a symbolic way, like remembering the original use of.
Okay, so that was the outside in Old Town tour, and now we're going to another tour, a second part, which it involves indoors. We're going to, I think, the museum and the cathedral inside. So I'm making my way back from the Old Town back to the Plaza Obradoiro. I went into a store here in the shopping area, and I bought some souvenirs. And it's gotten cloudy, and it might rain in a little bit. It's getting colder, but people are putting on extra layers. I'm still doing okay. The only thing that I would like to do is have a cup of coffee, and I would like to get to the pilgrim's office and get my Compostela. That'll be the couple of things that I would like to conquer this afternoon. And then at some point, make my way back to the albergue, where I can chill out for the afternoon, or actually just the evening. It gets dark at 10:30 p.m. here. Sunset happens 9:45. Yesterday at 10 o'clock, there was so much daylight coming through my window. I was just flabbergasted. I'm surprised that is sunset so late. So that is the line for the mass and the entrance to the cathedral, which we'll probably be doing that at some point on our next tour. And I'm showing you around. I hope you're like this. A little bit kind of odds and ends here. The tour was beyond amazing. There's a big screen
It
over
was
there.
super informational. Talked about not just the cathedral on the outside and the story of the Apostle of St. James, but every piece of artwork on the outside, on the facade of the building, who's who, and every nearby building, the convent, and the history of each one of the nearby buildings surrounding the plaza and the nearby plazas too. I've spent nearly 2 hours on that one tour. Highly recommended. I can give you the information. I bought the tour at the last minute this morning on booking.com, and well worth it. So, okay.
Of the stones really give you details. So when you can choose the decoration, the thematic, you can be buried inside, okay, but only the time you pay for this. Because if another family paid more than you and you couldn't pay the same, as I do you. So, we're presenting the real life, the normal life in the 18th century, but with a lot of social criticism. 17th century, there are the oldest ones we have on the other side, until 2023, 2021, 2019.
Cái này siêu cảnh kìa. Điểm à? Đi dạo là cho những cái chia.
incense.
Yes. Smell the incense.
Smells.
Yeah. Smells good. We are going to talk about that now, about why did they use it. Yeah, in the shop. But they sell it. Yeah. So, it was really easy to hold on. This is the main altar. Here is where you can see some of they were and the pilgrims were sleeping inside the some people had like a big box of pandemic. They had to close the cathedral and they had to disinfect everything with lime. So when you the nurse mass to 1:10, okay? And that means that in the morning you don't have a lot of time to see the cathedral. It's like you have between the masses, but everybody inside of the mass and everybody outside waiting and entering is going directly to the English, French, okay, Italian, different timetables, different priests, and different languages.
Okay, so now that I finished seeing the cathedral on the inside, I'm going to come back around 4, so where the line is going to be shorter, to see St. James' tomb and place my hands on the statue. I'm heading for the tourist office so to get my Compostela, and I figure I'll come and record some of this man's pipes. It's just beautiful. Yep, another moment of tears. All right, y'all, here it is. Fully completed. There's 2 certificates. One is the completed, and this one here is the mileage, where from, and so forth and so on. And I think this one is in Spanish, and this one is in Latin. So this one everybody gets. This one, it's optional. It's like 3 extra euros to buy that one. And then I'm gonna put it in my tube for transport to the US. It is super exciting. Yeah, congrats me, yes. Milanesa, that's what I'm gonna order on this nice restaurant. Treat myself a celebratory finish of Camino Frances. Yes. A really nice lunch at the restaurant. And now it's about closing in on 4 o'clock. I figure I'll go back to the entrance where St. James' burial tomb is at. It's underneath the altar, so we're stepping down. The line was incredibly short to this stage anyway. So yeah, I think most people come in the morning or by 1 o'clock, and then by around 4, which is now, they all disappear to go out to eat. Sorry. Okie dokie. So I entered the church for the second time, and I went to see St. James remains. Saw that, and then I went to where St. James, a statue where everybody puts their hands on in the shoulder area. Pilgrims for, I don't know, a gazillion years I've been doing that. It was really moving, but there was a guard there. Wanted to make sure that there was no photos taken. It's in the back of the church. Pilgrims have been coming in and walking around, putting their hands on his shoulder, and you can see the steps are so worn out, and the place where people put their hands on their shoulders worn out. It's amazing because I love to see that kind of history. Here are all my sellos, my stamps. So this one is just on one side, but this one is both sides. So this was the first one. These are all the places that I've been. And then this one has the final cathedral stamp, and it's dated the 7th. So this was yesterday. Supposed to have 2 a day after Saria, and 1 a day before that since I started. But a lot of the times I have like even 4 for the day, because either was a pretty stamp or it was a special place or something. Well, I just kept collecting them. That's my stamp collection. So to say that that was an amazing day, understatement. It was beyond amazing. I'm in my peregrino. I'm all checked in, and this place is really nice and it's close. So tomorrow I'll be going back from the mass at just before noon. Find some people to say hi to, and don't know, maybe I'll go to lunch, and then I'll come back here and get ready to start my Finisterre Camino. It should take me 5 days. So the journey continues, but not until Monday. I will continue videoing, but for now, I am just gonna say goodnight here. And the next one, tomorrow, day 38, it will start with the big mass that they have for the pilgrims using the funeral, because it's a special holiday. It is the day when Jesus ascended to heaven, sit next to his Father. So I'm gonna say goodnight.